Level Up Podcast back in the building again, you know what I'm saying? Back here with another special guest, you know what I mean? Somebody I done met, I don't even know how many times now, like how many different cities, states, venues we've been in. But I mean, shoot, Kernell, first of all, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know where you even start at, but I guess how did you get in the industry? I guess we can start there. Getting into the actual music industry.
All right, well, I'm from New Orleans, the Calio in New Orleans, where Master P, C Murder, and Silk the Shocker from.
Okay.
So I started in New Orleans locally. I built my name up when they had no social media at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's real hustlers too.
That's a state.
Social media hustlers is different.
So I had to build my name up just off of my work.
Yeah.
And having a word, you know what I'm saying? So from there, I seen C Murder and P on TV at that time. I was like 16. I didn't know they were from the same project. So when I seen them on TV, and that's what I'm like, I'm gonna do business with them. Right. Not really knowing that it was gonna happen, but I said it out my mouth, like really like
to existence.
Yeah. So then I already was around everybody, KLC and all them. They was already with P. Then a partner of mine named QB, he was signing No Limit, so I went to him like, man, I want to do some work with C. So he was like, cool, you know, he told me draw up a logo and stuff like that. Drew up a logo, then I printed it on some shirts, probably like 50 shirts. Okay. I gave it to my partner QB. He was like, I'm gonna give it to him. He gave it to him. Then I ran across C. He gave me his number, but at that time I was scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? I call and then hang up. Soon I heard my heart started beating fast.
Yeah, you got nerves. I understand.
Yeah, I hung up. Then I was like, fuck. So I had a cousin of mine named Ivan. He do big mirrors in Chicago, playing, you know. So when I was feeling down, like things wasn't gonna work out, I called him like, what job you got going on? And he was like, I got a mirror coming up in Chicago. You can come work there. So I flew to Chicago with doing mirrors, painting on the wall. And then next thing you know, my mama called me and told me like, somebody named C Murder called for you. And I'm like, for real? And he left his number. He said, call him. So when I called, he was like, where you at? I want to pay you for this logo that you done. And I'm like, for real? Well, shit, I'll fly back down there tomorrow.
Right.
So I flew back to New Orleans, called him. He asked me, well, when I called him, he pulled up in the project, and I got in the car. He was like, so how much you want for the logo? So I'm like, damn, can I think about it?
Right.
Just hit me up. He said, just hit me up. When you're ready. Got out the car, I'm telling my partner, man, he want to buy the logo. So they were like, shut the fuck up. And, you know, so I was like, how much y'all think? They were like, $1 million, $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So they saying all kind of crazy numbers.
Right.
So I called him again. He pulled back up again, got in the car. So he's like, how much? So I'm like, honestly, and my heart was beating fast because I'm like 16.
Yeah.
I said, just pay me what you feel that I deserve. But the real number I was gonna tell him was $200. But I'm like, pay me what you feel as though I deserve. He gave me 10 stacks right there.
Dang. Wow. Okay. How did you feel like at that moment? Like,
I was kind of crazy.
Yeah. 16.
I was hood rich.
Fast.
I was doing a lot of work for a lot of people, but I couldn't figure out, like, I didn't have confidence. So if somebody say, if I wanted $100 for something, if they say, man, I got 25, I still take it because I need it.
Right.
So I had to, I'm like, man, fuck. Like, why I'm going to A to B, go back to A to B, so I'm like, you know what? I had to build my self-confidence up.
For sure.
So whereas somebody else out of our project wanted an outfit made, and he was like, I want an outfit so cold to where I just got to wear it one time. So he was like, how much? So I'm nervous. I'm like, 500, but I said it kind of low. He's like, 500, and I'm like, yeah. So he was like, cool. He went in his pocket, so I'm going crazy in my head, like,
Nigga paid me $500.
So that was the start of my confidence. Like, so then I got to a place where I'm not afraid to telling somebody a price and let them walk away.
Right. For sure. That's important. That's important for sure.
Yeah. So then, so once I got in with C, I started off screen printing.
Okay.
I started off screen printing. So my vision at that time was to be the biggest screen printer in the world.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? The famous screen printer, which I accomplished that goal, but I didn't know for as management. I got into management, editing video, shooting video. I didn't know at the time. I'm booking people. People would call me like, man, I need a call done. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, basically, I'm real big on building relationships. So I've been doing that since I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I see somebody mopping the floor, like, what's your number? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Somebody might call me like, hey, somebody come mop my floor at my house.
You never know.
And then,
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was a business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just always feel it's important to be valuable in all situations. Business situation, I got to be valuable. Relationship, I got to be valuable. A father, I got to be valuable. The whole situation, I got to be valuable. If I'm not, I have to figure out how can I add value to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it makes no sense me talking.
This is true.
So, but yeah, with C, that's when I started working with C, that made me more worldwide. I was local, popping local. I was broke, popping locally.
Well, I get it. Gotta start somewhere though, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so much you got going on.
I swear,
I got a bunch of questions, really, because even with you, once you get to that point, now you got the connections to get other artists involved.
Yeah.
So, who was maybe one of the early artists that you got connected to somebody or two?
I always, even when I was coming up, the store that I first put my clothes in, McMahon with Young Money.
Yeah.
He was working at the store when I was putting my clothes in called Cold
History, man. That's crazy.
And then a promoter named Greg in New Orleans. He was working there too, so my relationship with them started there. And they seen me grinding, and what I learned too, people embrace somebody they see grinding. You don't have to be like, bro, I'm out here getting it. Just do you, and people gonna see it and embrace it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I always had relationships. So, me having a relationship, Currensy came. He was signed to a company, Dodo, tough guy. He was signed to Tough Guy. Dodo wound up getting killed. So that left everybody, him, Mr. Marcello, that left them with nowhere to go. So Currensy came to me like, man, I want to get signed to C. So I like the Currensy because he sounded like Mace. And me liking Mace started me wearing hats.
Nice.
So
for sure.
So then I told C, C, I got somebody named Currensy want signing you. So you like, man, I don't want to hear that. So, no, for real.
No, I believe it.
He was like, man, I don't want to hear that. So I'm like, I'm telling you, this dude cold. He ain't want to hear it. So one day I'm at the house, I'm seeing C pulling up on the camera, right? So I put Currensy CD in. So when he came in, he come playing the game, but the song's playing. So as he playing the game, he like, who that is? I'm like, this is the dude I've been telling you about. He like, oh, all right. He's still playing the game. He said, call him up and see how fast you can do an album. I called him up. I said, Currensy, how fast you can do an album? He said, a day. I said, see, he said a day. He said, cause we were living in Baton Rouge. He said, tell him to come up here. He came to Baton Rouge. When he came to Baton Rouge, then I introduced him to everybody that was on my phone. Soulja Slim and everybody. The producer, Bass Heavy. Carlos. Yeah.
He's all legends.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I introduced him to everybody in my phone book. You know what I'm saying? In my phone.
He ain't even signed at this point. He just pulled up at this point.
Yeah, he pulled up, and then the first day he pulled up, he recorded probably 5 songs. Because everybody right there, the producers, it was just like how all of us in here. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have so many producers, you go work with that one. Then once you knock out that song, you go to the next one. The next one, it was like that. So then the next day, me, C, and Currensy was in the room. He signed. So then that's when we started really working, like getting in there, eating microwave pizzas and Tostitos pieces. We really didn't know how to move around in Baton Rouge. So we on the place we were gone at Raising Cane's. It was the first Raising Cane in Baton Rouge.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the first Raising Cane was in Baton Rouge. So that's the only place we know how to go, there and to the mall. So we used to go to the mall and buy hats, nothing but like pinwheel hats back then from Lids. You know what I'm saying? So like Currensy was one, and then down the line it just started to grow more. Then I started bringing more people on board, producers. It's just been growing from there.
Dang.
That's crazy.
So you want to see Murder like right hand guys at this point.
I eventually became his right hand man.
Yeah.
And then I eventually became his vice president over his label. Then I eventually became his manager.
Wow.
Dang.
All of that started from a logo. Like
All
that
that
is
stuff
wild.
was-
That is wild. Man.
Logo with 10 racks.
Logo with 10
But
racks.
it was more than just that though. Like he gave me 10 racks right then and there. He would give me money every week, and then that's when I was like, man, I want to come on the road and do merchandise and stuff like that. So I started hitting the road with him, selling merchandise. Then he was telling me keep everything. So then I'm like, damn, how can I do business with someone who's giving me way more than I deserve? He moved me to Baton Rouge.
How far is that from?
45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then too, at that time too, I would print shirts for Cash Money and see at the same time.
Dang.
Wow.
Because a guy named Weller, he the one taught me how to screen print. Weller, Paul, Charlie V, Buck Wild, like all of them was like real talented artists. So like, so when I came around them, they was older, but I was younger. So when I came around them, by me being around a lot of talented people, like I gravitated to each one someone, was doing. Like one of them airbrush. Charlie V, I draw too. So Charlie V would draw some people logos in the city. Then Paul, he an artist too, but he taught me how to draw in Photoshop and how to use Photoshop. So I'm always soaking up game.
Right.
Dang. So how did you feel when he ended up going to prison? Like how did you feel about that?
Shit, man, Currensy and Bass Heavy was fucked up because. Can you
remember like the day that he actually went?
I know it was in I know it was 2002. I know it was 2002. What month? I probably was in January, February. But I know me, Currensy, money kept going for a minute, and then next thing you know, like we in that mud sharing pieces. We had to like start sharing different things. Like you know what I'm saying, if I make money, like we all break it down 3 ways, and you know what I'm saying, like it started getting hard. So then that's when, that's when P was interested in Currensy, and then C was like, I don't want to hold you up, go ahead. So then Currensy went to P, and then from there, once he went to P, and then that's when he went to Cash Money.
Right.
And then with the skateboard doing that, TK, and then that's when he started his own thing.
So I didn't even know he had that long of a history. You know what I mean? Because I just remember the first time I heard him was with Cash Money. But to understand the history, you got to know that it started. You know what I'm saying? Was C Murder giving him that shot and that grind and that opportunity to find his craft and tone his craft.
And what's so crazy is that what he's doing today, he been that when he didn't have that.
That's why.
Like he been into cars, like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
He's a major artist, man. And like the fact, so like he brought you from that situation to every situation after that.
Yeah. Well, eventually our relationship had started to like go off, you know what I'm saying? But then he'll start hitting me and my partner Russell up when he was in, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have a manager then. He hit us up like, hey, they got somebody sending me a contract for this. Can y'all look over it? Different things like that. That's before his current manager, Musa, came into play.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Hey, got a lot of issue, but like I also want to talk about seeing you on the road with another artist too. Going, like forward. How did that relationship,
that relationship, well, the relationship he's speaking of is a relationship with Monica.
Yes.
Okay. My relationship with my relationship with Monica started with C Murder. You know what I'm saying? So when they was dating together, she was already always around, but I was young then, and then eventually she went to jail one day, and she called me, and that's how our relationship built from there. Like, you know what I'm saying? From there, regardless they was in a relationship or not, our relationship, me and her relationship still stayed tight, and it started getting tighter as years rolling out. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, that's been like about a 20-year relationship.
That's crazy.
And that's dope.
Nah, for real.
You don't really see that a lot. Like when somebody split up from a person, make them do it like, hey, yeah, with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that y'all was able to continue to
yeah, I think when you come across someone who's real, like that's themselves, like shoot, that's the outcome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So like, what's the difference between like working now versus when you was working with C Murder then in the music industry? Like,
the difference now is that I finally got it.
Hey, that's important.
I finally got to a place where I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And figuring it out is just knowing your work. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, not being afraid to say what you want.
right.
You know, and you know, I had to work on self-confidence because I lacked in that area. And then yeah. So then doing that role, like like I said, I have relationships. I'm always paying attention to different people, or people bring me people, and if I can make some calls to help you get in a better situation, that's what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's a producer, artist, no matter what it is.
Right.
You do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I called you one day. You know
I remember, that's crazy, yeah.
I called you one day because me and my partner Russell also managed Super Cent. You know what I'm saying? So when I hit you, it was
I remember, that was crazy. And whatever it was, like the timing was always something like that. But I was trying to come through like that.
So not just her, like we would I worked with Skipper the Flipper. He was signed to QC.
Oh
yeah. So I had got him a deal. I got him a deal.
They give
one
you
day.
credits too, like when they give you deals, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Nah, like writing this right here is my first time ever
Talking about it.
Yeah, publicly.
Yeah.
But
Like,
nobody else spoke on it besides you, so right now.
Yeah, like some people, there's a lot of people know what I've done.
Right.
But I never
Spoke on it.
I never spoke on it.
Wow.
Like I never spoke like I did this, because sometimes it could come off bragging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But when it's facts though, and you really doing things.
But that's why I was shaking. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have sent you. Shit, we could talk about a whole lot of things, and then it's like people getting their feelings.
They do.
Because some people don't want you to know that. Oh, he was helping me do.
But nobody does nothing on their own though. Like I said, like everybody got a team. Like look around the room right now.
Right.
We got a team of people.
Squad ahead.
They, you know what I mean? We have problems too, but we still got to figure it out and work together.
Right.
And one man is not gonna get the job done.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
But yeah, this is my first time ever saying anything.
Man, that's dope.
Like I could go on. Like even, like I worked with Antoine Fisher.
okay, yeah. The director, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, can you talk about what you did with him or like?
Basically he was doing a deal where he was writing a movie for Baby Now.
Okay.
And he was calling me, and I'd give him advice because I do that a lot too. People call, ask for advice and stuff like that, and then guide them in the right direction.
Therapists get paid, just so you know, by the way. That's a form of therapy. Like,
I am that. I am. So he wound up like, Kernell, what is it that you do? Like, you've been helping me, and I never asked you, what is it that you do? Because I don't put what I do on someone.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I laughed, and he was like, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? And at that particular time, I had skin cancer. So I was thinking like, well, I always thought about doing a documentary because I got old footage of Currensy and different people, like, you know what I'm saying, of me growing, you know what I'm saying, to who I am today. So then somebody told me I should also do a book. So when I was telling them, I'm like, shoot, you could help me write a book, you know what I'm saying? So we had started working on that. While I was in the hospital, I had a bone marrow transplant. So I was in the hospital, I was working on my book.
Still working.
Yeah. I was still working in the hospital.
Still working, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how it be though.
Yeah.
That's how dreams come true.
Yeah, because my mindset was more like, I can't let nothing stop me.
Right.
Like, even though I'm here, I still could be working. So I was in that mud writing. I was in that mud coming up with marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, since I can't print or nothing like that, well, shit, let me put marketing plans together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I wouldn't let nothing stop me.
Would you say that also helped you like through that process? It's like, you know what, I gotta get out of this because, you know, I got something to do. You know what I mean?
What helped me actually was me. Like, I had a moment where I didn't like the changes, like my face and skin, you know what I'm saying?
You was very transparent about that too on social media. I remember like you sharing the whole journey of that.
So I had a moment where, because I let different people get in my ear like, man, I wouldn't do radiation, chemo if I was you, people die for that. So by me not really knowing what it is and stuff like that, and once I was doing research, like, it made me more nervous and scared even more. So I had a moment where I cried, I looked in the mirror and I was just crying, like, man, because I didn't like what I was looking at, all the changes with me. Then that next morning, I looked in the same mirror and I learned how to embrace what I was seeing in the mirror. So then that's when things changed. And then I prayed and actually let it go.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people like, oh, it's easy said than done. No, it really is easy.
Yeah.
Pray and let it go.
For sure.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah. So that right there, and then too, like, I consistently work on my mental. Like, I put myself in fucked up situation just so I could see if I could get through it mentally.
That's different. That's different for real.
That's wild.
I'm trying to avoid all those at all costs. Like, for real.
I almost hit you with a call. Like, wait a minute, whoa.
Right. He said he going to the trying to, you know, fight the battle.
Yeah. So like even when things was about to go left, where my fever was getting higher, like you know they tell you hold on to your fate. Like so. Me praying and letting it go was me being okay with if it go left or if it go right. But just because it was about to go left, that still don't mean it can't go right. Because look, I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Sure, and I have to say thanks to my son because he was my donor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
So he went through the process with you.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's fine. Right there.
Glad you made that baby, bro.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
Wow.
So did you ever think about starting your own label? Like, cause you know usually.
Not label, but we started a management company. We started a marketing company. We started a management company, a marketing company. But other than that, like even like now, we started working with B Love. He a drill rapper.
Right.
So we started working with him before he became known. We started doing his marketing, and then we wound up managing him.
Yeah.
Someone else, me and my partner working with also is Too Rare.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a song. He got a song popping. Then I'm also working with Ether the Connect, which is 5-year foreign artist.
Okay.
Shit, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, I see.
It's active. That means you constantly moving around.
Yeah, right.
Then we also do Monica marketing, the marketing for her. Hey.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I was waiting for you to get to it. I'll let you get it out.
Yeah.
Every time I seen him on the road, it was with a Monica affiliated show. So I was like, what the word? Like,
we always see each other on the
every time.
plane, in the city, at a show.
Trying to tell you, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So are you in control of all, like, for market, like for print and stuff like that too?
Yeah, music, releases, and we collectively get on the phone, discuss, come up with different marketing strategies.
That Tiny Desk performance was fire.
I'm about to say, y'all been doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's say that about for sure. For
Y'all
sure.
been doing y'all thing.
Love that.
We love Monica here too.
Yes, we do. So gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I also worked with Missy.
Okay. Oh, super duper.
I made her dancer's outfit. Yeah,
You see at the shoulder, like, yeah.
Missy Elliott. I made her dancer's outfit for Essence.
Oh, wow.
I did a lot of stuff for Missy. A friend of mine, Keon, she worked with Missy, who, anytime that she needs something or whatever, she'll hit me up.
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships.
Yeah.
Normani. Working with Normani.
Okay, for sure.
Normani from New Orleans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, people say she from here.
Yeah, right.
Well, here's Houston.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know that.
People say she was from Houston.
Yeah,
I
I
was
had no
like,
idea.
I didn't know that either. But like, I was like, I wasn't sure on that. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah. So I had an experience with her to where her manager kind of like put me through a test. I didn't know it was a test, but so like she wanted to do some records with some people from the city, New Orleans. So they blocked out a whole, like it's like a house with 3 floors. So it was producers on each floors and writers on each floors. So I made different people that I thought would be good for her to do something with. I was calling them over, come over to the studio, work with Normani, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was a consistently like working. She'll work in one studio, go upstairs, work, you know what I'm saying? So then we go out because some of the writers wanted to get the feel in New Orleans, and, you know what I'm saying? So I took them to some club. So her manager had this idea of just wanted to do something at the, he want all kind of animals and want to have like a festival outside the studio. So it's like 12 o'clock midnight. He was like, man, I want have all kind of animals and stuff like that tomorrow. You were saying like you can make that happen? I'm like, yeah, I can make anything happen. You just tell me what you want and I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So he named all kinds of stuff. When I tell you, I came through with, I say 95% of the things he named, last minute.
Test has been passed.
Yeah.
Right.
I want a monkey coming from the ceiling.
Order the tiger.
Right. Giraffes. What animals made? I'm curious now.
It was all kind of stuff. Like he was just naming stuff. And he told me that he put me to a test. And I'm like, dang, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you just executing whatever he was
Because
requesting.
that's what I'm used to doing. Like
Exactly.
people come to me, man, you know somebody such and such. Let me think. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's been me since I was young.
Like
Relationships.
That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So this leads me into my next question.
All right.
So we got power versus money. Like what's more important? Like the power of the relationships or just straight money? Like two artists come in like, okay, I got 500,000 cash, I want to do this, woo. And there's another artist that ain't got no money. That's like,
All right. If I see the vision in a person with no money, I go with the no money.
okay.
Like I eventually got to a place where I was doing things for money, but I was miserable. You know what I'm saying? I do it because I enjoy doing it. You know, but I have to see something.
Right, of course.
I have to see it and believe it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I would put the time in. You know. So, another thing. It's a song called All Y'all Done Heard of Me by C Murder. That's the song. In the video too, I had something to do with the video. Me and Will Harden putting the video together as well. Coming up with the storyboard and everything. Wow. So that was the first big video I was a part of. Then I started shooting documentaries. C Murder documentary called The Movement. Okay. He got another documentary called The True Shit I Ever Said. So my name and all that, that's when I start caring about projects.
Put it in the credits. And where are these documentaries, by the way?
It's out. You can search it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching all this stuff.
Yeah. I was like
I know him.
It felt good going to the store and seeing my name on the you know what I'm saying, on the cover.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
I don't know what I put in the gumbo or the root down there, but hey, you connect with everybody. That's so powerful. You was just behind the scenes, not even chasing the light, just really getting the job done.
Right, just working.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't know. It just be crazy to me that I don't know. I just think a lot of artists, their ego get a little beside themselves because, like, someone who can really help them, they push them away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Happens a lot.
Yeah.
No, it happens a lot, definitely.
Yeah, it's like the ones that have been rocking with them in the beginning, eventually they push them away.
I wonder why that is.
Because sometimes you got to feed their ego. If you don't feed their ego, shit.
They gonna push you out of there.
Yeah.
Hey, we here to work. We ain't trying to use your ego. We're trying to get to the money in the business.
Right. All right.
So, can't finish this without asking a question. So, how is C Murder doing as of today? Like, how is he? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing as good as he can be right now. Until you see what's going on with him, becoming free.
Right. I know they're working on that right now. Like, is there anything you can share as far as that? Like, how far they've gotten in that process?
I don't try. I stay out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I stay out of that because I don't want nothing to interfere in nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, free C Murder, man.
You
know what I'm saying? So
free C, free BG.
Right.
Yes, for sure. All the guys. For sure. Well, man, to tell people where they can find you at, or what you got coming up, or anything you want to shout out.
Who's young?
At least 8.
Right.
Who's young? Just TRU Kernell. Well, my son, he got this thing he got going on. He got his YouTube channel where he do prank phone calls. What else?
What's the name of that?
He go by Ayo Ethan. Ayo Ethan.
Tap in.
Yeah.
Tap in with that.
What else? I'm working with a teenager on her book about mental health.
Which is important.
Yes. What else? Shoot, just making deals with people.
Hey, for sure.
That's always good.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
If their numbers right and I look at everything and it's something that I can bring to the table to put them in better position. And the other thing is people have issues with someone getting a cut.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it's like, say like if I was like, look, I can help you get in the situation, but you wouldn't want to get in the situation because I'm getting a piece.
That's always been weird to me.
No, for real.
To be honest.
For real. Walk away from money just because I'm helping you introduce a deal.
Yeah, it's like I like to eat what I kill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I don't work and I'm not gonna, I don't even think it's accent. Like
you deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve it.
I've been in that situation before too. Like there's a deal on the table, paperwork ready to sign. Because he gonna get this much percentage.
Man,
like, that was wild to me. Like
wild.
That was super wild.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
But so What else? What else man going on? Shoot. Hey.
Follow you.
TRU Kernell. TRUKERNELL. You heard me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tap in with the man.
We out of
Keep
here.
up.
Next level. You hear me?
Follow us at Level Up Podcast
Yes,
1
sir.
on Instagram.
All that.
Yeah. We out of here.